We at 12:46 p.m. I woke up at 10 something a.m. I went to bed around 3:34. So I didn't do what I said I was going to do. I needed time to wind down and eat a little bit, and when I got home from work, and I had to then muster up the energy to take my shower and get ready for bed. So that was that. And I set the alarm for noon. So at least, at most, at least, I would have 2.5 hours to get ready. But I got up once at 6, so that was only 2 hours sleep to go to the bathroom, and then I got up at 8, maybe? No. But anyways, I officially got up at 10:30. So, there's that. Of course, I have a headache a little bit, but I managed to do part of my taxes, go over my gym business account, former gym business account statement one more time. So I did that. So now the next step is to go over the Excel sheet that I had originally done for 2017 and see where all those numbers that aren't in the statements. And just kind of, if I need to find them in other documents, another bank statement or a check that I wrote or whatever, and clean up the Excel sheet so that it's official, so then I can call the accountant. And I think that'll be that. So that's kind of moving forward. At least I got that done with the headache. I made myself do it. Now I'm just eating whatever's around. I had leftover rice, but then I made potatoes. I had these, I took half the bag. Oh, here they are. Mamzell's potatoes. So I had that. And I have to be out of here by 2:30. Well, so I'm trying to fill myself up so I don't have a problem later. I know yesterday I was really full and terrible, but the shift was pretty good. It's quieter in the evening shift, so I kind of like it. I like it better. So now I'm trying to figure out also, okay, I did the taxes part. I'd like to try to get to the dollar store again for Vaseline, for petroleum jelly. And the other things I just cannot do. So I'm writing in my journal tomorrow's checklist. Ahead of time, because I won't have time during work to do anything. Oh, hello. So Gonna write everything ahead of time, like the workout I'm gonna do tomorrow, and how I'm going to keep adapting my sleep schedule. Because Sunday I have to be with my client, personal training client, on the mountain at 9, and then I usually go to the gym before. So I'd like to go to the gym before again, like wake up at 2 or whatever, or 4. But if I'm going to bed at 4, it's like I gotta keep going back and forth with this. So I really have to plan it, you know? Really have to plan it. Let me just fill this out. I'm turning this a bit because I'm wearing underwear. Oh, you can still see me. But anyways. So I need to really go through the book a lot as I'm getting ready, get my mind cleared, focused, you know. I'm gonna cook some rice too, because that was a good meal yesterday, the rice with the beans that I had for the Oh, you want me to talk more about my diagnosis and journey with BPD? I could do that. Can I do that? Let me do that in a separate video, because I have to switch my mind over to that. Let me write that down. So that would be something to do. Diagnosis and journey. Let me write that again. With. I have well, when the psychologist diagnosed me, it was in French, and so my understanding of French is not 100%, but borderline with comorbid with vulnerable narcissism. So it's usually comorbid with something. That's how I understood it. And then as I went with therapy with him, it was like, it doesn't necessarily have to be BPD, but it's a lot of borderline traits. So that's kind of where I stay with that. So my diagnosis and journey with BPD. Yeah, which was in 2018. Yeah, so I know I have a lot of videos on this channel where I talk about my psychologist, yeah, who I'm no longer with. Anyways, okay, so I wrote that down. I'm going to talk about that. Yeah, Sam Vaknin, I like. But I kind of cycle around people I like. I like things at a certain point in time, and then I kind of get sick of it, and then I go into something else. And I think that's normal. And then I kind of go back to it after a year or so, and then I kind of binge everything. So everything's in cycles for me. So, okay, I have to do some rice, because I'm going to put those in meals to get to work. And I'm going to write down also, see, I'm getting a little scattered now. That's me at work. Scattered. Get a little off, and then I kind of get distracted. So, right now I'm just going to make a cold cup of water so I can drink. Yeah. I mean, I could talk a little bit, I guess, about my tendencies, borderline, I guess. Or maybe even where it came from also. Because looking back, I mean, my father's dead, but he most probably had it. He had a lot of trauma too. He was in the Holocaust, so there you go. And then when I met my sister-in-law about 15 years ago, I only met her once. I didn't care for her, so there was no, because I never grew up with her. Um, he said that my father tried to kill her mother, so she had to change her name and all that stuff. So I grew up. Let's just say I grew up with a lot of violence from someone who was very insecure already. I guess I can get into that tomorrow. I have to put myself in the mindset of that because of all the videos I've done here, I haven't. I kind of scatter everything because I haven't put everything concrete as to what happened. And I always have problems talking about myself and journeys and all that because I don't. Um, I I guess you could say it's because of a general sense of not knowing who I am and not feeling that I'm inadequate to talk about. Like people have it in a structured way and they repeat it all the time. I did do a couple of podcasts. I don't. I never listened to them. I think I have a screenshot of the Instagram site that did it because I have an Instagram Take Back Your Life, but I don't use it because the first time it got hacked, and then when I did the second time, it didn't get as much traction, so I just left it. And of course, I kind of, you outgrow things too. But I save, social media or platforms like this for depending on how I kind of oscillate between moods and motivation. So if I want to do a video, I have a place to put it. YouTube. If I want to put up a quote or I see a video that I like and I want to share it or just collect it, I'll put it onto the Facebook, Take Back Your Life, MTL. And there you go. Sorry, I'm very nervous right now because being asked to do something, it's like freaking me out right now. I didn't expect that. So, I'm gonna get. At least I'm able to name how I feel in the moment. You know what I mean? As I'm getting discombobulated, I guess it also has to do with the fact that I have a headache from lack of sleep and this shift, and then I'm trying to be organized and productive before I leave, and so it creates a lot of pressure for me, and I'm trying to maintain it all with a straight face. This is me at work. This was me at this new orderly job, when I was doing my internship. It's a little less, but it gets to the point of that too. Like, I could relate this to everything I do in my life. But another little tidbit about borderline, I used to have a lot of angry outbursts. A lot. Violent even. And eventually the violence turned around onto myself, psychologically. But anyways. Okay, I'm going to stop this because I'm getting all like flustered. But I wrote it down, diagnosis, and my journey with, let me just yeah, my channel is a personal journal. Oh, where do I work? Oh, okay, hold on, let me see this here. Vulnerable narcissism is interesting to see. Well, the part of vulnerable narcissism, it's not, I don't have MPD. It's just, from what I understand with dealing with my psychologist, is that if I relate to the outside world to dictate my moods, that's narcissism, right? So, like, more on the pathological, where you're supposed to have your sense of self, who you are, and you control your emotion. Well, emotions you can't control, but you can kind of don't let them escalate. But if you rely on outside influences to dictate how you're going to feel, that's not good. So that's kind of where that ties in with me. Which can be the same thing with BPD. They're kind of similar. Uh, and yeah, I think I remember that covert BPD. Yeah, I don't even focus on the titles anymore because it's mainly dealing with the situations which are my problems, you know, um, which I can get into tomorrow. What else did I write here? Right now, I mean, I work at it's new here where I live. There was a shortage of healthcare workers, so there was a bursary for that, and so I took a course to work at a uh, elderly living facility, and now I got a job there, but I'm still on probation. Um, that's what I'm doing now. I was a CPR teacher for a couple of years, and my main profession was in the fitness industry, which is still the main thing I want to do. But because, which all culminated into my diagnosis, was when I got some money when my father died, and I bought businesses, and then they all went under, and then to come to realization that I'm it's all intertwined. You know, I was a lot of suicide ideation. Why? All right. Oh, probation means it's part of the program that's a probationary period, meaning that you have 45 days after you do your internship that they can fire you within that, saying no, you're not. We don't want to work with you anymore, and not go throughout the full year and finishing the program, which includes a year of working paid work, but you have 45 days for them to, if they don't want you, they can fire you, and then you did the program for nothing. All right, thank you. So I'm gonna stop this now because I gotta really focus, but I have it written here for tomorrow. Diagnosis and journey with BPD and narcissism, and I will. That will be on my mind. That's what I will do, and I'll make myself do it. So, thank you for chatting. Bye.